And that's it for the Sportscast. And I have to say at this point, it's my final Sportscast here on CNC3. Some of our viewers would have read about it, that today is my last day at CNC3. So that's the end.
Roger, you don't, I don't think you understand how difficult it is for me to sit here next to you and hear that. I think that our viewers want to know from you just a little bit more about your experience in media and you, because you've been around for quite a while, 20 years or so, Roger.
20 plus, yes.
Yes, and we just want to hear a little bit more from you before you leave us in this way.
Well, I don't know where to start. Certainly a lot has...
Start at the top. You can talk all night,
no,
Roger.
we don't have so much time. Things have certainly changed from when I started back in 1994, and it has continued to grow and evolve. Technology, the way we just gather news now with social media and the access to a lot of sport being televised. So certainly from that aspect, a lot of things have changed and continues to evolve.
And guys, Roger was trying to leave us very quietly here at CNC3, but I don't think we'll allow that to happen. We're talking behind the scenes, and we want you to continue to watch until the end of our newscast. Thank you, Roger, for our Sportscast. Thank you, Roger, for everything. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with more news. Well, as we told you a very short time ago, this evening is a very a different evening for us here at CNC3, and a kind of sad evening for us as well. We say goodbye to our sports director and sports anchor, Roger Sant. He said that he was leaving in the Sportscast, but Roger, of course, we here at CNC3, we cannot let you go quietly. And on behalf of the entire media fraternity, in fact, after 20 years of contributions to journalism and contributions to newsrooms across the country, we can't just let you go without saying thank you. And here on the set with us is Astil Rennan. For those of you, everybody knows Astil, of course, but Astil has worked very closely with Roger for a very long time. And Astil, I want to hand it over to you just to say a couple of things about Roger and to speak to him directly, of course.
Well, thank you so much, Golda. Well, 20 years, I've worked with Roger for the past 14 years. Wow. So we did 5 years at another place, and we did 9.5 years here. And I mean, Roger is a true professional. I mean, and he's a gentleman. He's very humble. It's the first time I've come across a guy who is so humble. Because, I mean, things Roger will allow to slip by, I don't allow to slip by. Yeah? But he's very humble. But one thing I like about Roger is that he's living at the top of his game. He's living at the top of his game. I mean, he's a excellent man. I mean, I've worked with other guys, but Roger Sant is one of the top. I mean, he's one of the top ones. And I believe the newsroom, our newsroom, and the fraternity will be poorer without him. And I mean, I will miss a friend because we became friends. I mean, we became friends after 14 years. You know, we formed that professional relationship, but then we became friends, and then we can talk on other things, and we talk sport almost all day.
Yes, we see you guys. We see you in the newsroom. We see the ongoing conversation in the sports department.
Correct.
And we know that you and Roger are very close friends. And,
correct,
you know, it's just the four of us on the set here this evening, but really we speak on behalf of the entire newsroom. So many people out there, so many viewers, so many sporting personalities, you know, when we say that we will miss Roger. And I also want to mention, especially, you know, those of you out there may not know that the head of news here at CNC3 is in fact Roger's wife, Rosemary Sant. They've been married for, I think, 17 years. Am I counting right, Roger?
17 years.
I remember that, 17 years. And we wanted Rose to be here, but it's a very emotional time for her as well. And she is also losing a colleague. Correct. Because you won't be working together anymore. So Roger, on behalf of all of us, first time in
nearly 20 years.
Yeah, that you will be working alongside with Rose as well. So thank you, Roger, on behalf of all of us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I know that the newsroom, let me hand you over to Sigoni.
But before you do that, let me just tell Roger the partnership. We have a tremendous partnership. Gordon Greenwich and Desmond Haynes, but someday it must come to an end. And it have come to an end.
Thank you very much, Astil.
Okay. And, well, Roger, on behalf of not just CNC3, but the entire GML family, the entire Fort Floor as well, everybody wants to say, we love you so much and we will miss you oh so much. I'm trying my hardest not to cry right now. But we want to give you this as our token of our love and our appreciation, Roger,
okay,
for you.
Thank you very much, guys, and thank you very much to all my colleagues and friends here at CNC3. And I don't think I should say much more at this point.
Well, we want to see what's in the
Oh, okay, sure. That's easy.
It's only fitting.
It's only if it's a
Yes,
bag.
and well autographed. Thank you very much.
the entire team.
Yes, I'll have to make sure and preserve this.
Correct, yes.
So the signatures don't get smudged.
Take it wherever you go. So at this time, we take a short break. We continue with our tribute to Roger when we return. Welcome back to the special end of a newscast here on CNC3. As you can see, the set is getting very crowded this evening, and that's because everyone wants to have a final moment with Roger here on the set. And Samson is here, and Lisa Agard, our CEO, is also here. And I want to give Samson the opportunity to speak to Roger because you've worked with him quite a while as well, Sam.
Yeah, well, Roger, I mean, we started off at another place in 2003, so this will be 12 years. But the point I want to focus most on is when we came here together and we started off CNC3 from scratch. One of the things you may not know, Gula, Roger was one of the key people. The very logo that you see there that's called CNC3. I recall Roger coming up to us, the team, very early. We looked at it, we decided on this one as opposed to many others. He was very, very instrumental in that. He was very instrumental in the very formation of CNC3. So while you viewers out there see Roger every night here, we go way back in terms, and he really goes way back, not just in what he brings you every day, but in terms of the brand CNC3 and what CNC3 is all about. I mean, he was really one of the main people. As you know, Roger was the founding sports director, Rosemary Sant, the founding head of news, and they both built CNC3 from scratch. I, back then, was a reporter, and we've grown together. And Roger, I must say that growing under you is really something I'll never, ever forget. I heard Astel said how humble you are, and I can't help repeat how calm and easygoing Roger really is. You know, in the newsroom, regardless of what is going on, Roger
on the
always
set,
has that very calm demeanor, and he always gives you very, very calm
measured
tone to just bring things down and really calm things down a lot. So Roger, we're going to miss that a lot. We're really going to miss your presence in the newsroom, and certainly I know all of Trinidad and Tobago is going to miss you every night at 7 o'clock.
Thank you very much, Samson, for your...
On the set, Roger, I was saying to someone earlier today that many times Kamal and I, we sit here and we are dumbfounded because we know there's nothing in the prompter. We know there's nothing that's playing out, and Roger is talking sport off the top of his head. And for a long time, he would just be able to say what the news is. And the viewer out there doesn't know that we're in a bit of a pickle. And that, to me, is the genius of television. And someone who masters television is able to do that so well. And Roger, I hope that one day I'll be able to do it as well as you do.
Thank you very much.
Is there anything that you'd like to say to the viewers, Roger?
Well, I've certainly enjoyed. I've grown a lot from when I started back in '94 and continue to grow and to learn. And I've enjoyed, especially the last few years here at CNC3, as Samson said, helping to build this place from nothing. And that really has been a rewarding part of my journey, and doing a few new things along the way, traveling to the World Cup in 2006 with the Soca Warriors and bringing those nightly reports, that really put CNC3 a step above everyone else. And there's a lot to say, but I am really thankful to God and to all the people I've worked with in the media.
As you bid farewell to our colleague, we bid farewell to... your wife bids farewell to a colleague as well, and Rose is refusing to come out and say, and
she
the
will
reason
get
for
emotional,
that is that she'll get emotional. But Rose, we completely understand what you're going through. But Samson, you came to CNC3 with Roger. You all were part of the initial team. Give us a sense of what that was like some 9.5 years ago it was?
Yes, July 2005.
Roger's completely correct. I mean, we came here with the whole sort of negative comments that this was not going anywhere, it wouldn't last more than a few months and so on. But you know, coming out of the other place, Roger and Rose was so senior there that I was very, very willing to follow them and come here because I had so much confidence. And Roger is the type of person, as I mentioned earlier, who would really, really carry about such strong confidence without even having to say much. Rose, of course, would be the one who would go around the busy, buzzy one. I guess that they complement each other that way. He's very, very quiet. She's the one who's always very active. But Roger was the, because we're talking about Roger tonight, he was always that quiet one. But yet the confidence came right there. And you know, I didn't work on the sport, I worked on news, but yet you could draw so much from him. And we built day by day, step by step. Roger would remember the first newscast that we had here. There was a big echo inside here because someone forgot to put some paddings on the wall. So it was, we came along, and these are teething problems that we enjoyed. In fact, we were trying to get a first newscast on, and we couldn't because of some problems. But we all just weathered through the storm, and here we are. Here we are.
And Roger, now as you leave CNC3 and as you leave the media, you were here 9.5 years ago when there were those teething problems, when you couldn't get the newscast on the air. How do you feel about the product that you leave behind?
Well, it's certainly night and day in terms of where the station was. It started 2005 and what it is now. And as Samson said, we built day by day and things improved day by day. We had lots of equipment problems, things that just didn't work together. And as you know, in television in this day and age, you need to have that synchronized effort. So things eventually sorted out, and we are much more on sound footing and technically much more in a better place now than we were 2005.
And what are you most proud of in your, not just your time here, but your time in the media as a journalist and as a sports director?
I mentioned it earlier. We took a chance going to Germany for the World Cup in 2006 when Trinidad and Tobago made that historic qualification. And myself and one of my colleagues here, Hank Williams, who is still here, we went there and it was amazing. We were able to record the team playing, edit on a laptop and send those stories back via FTP, which people in the business would know what that is, to be aired on CNC3. And while other people had the rights to the World Cup, we had the interviews, we had the training sessions, we had the fans. And I think that achievement, something that hadn't been done anywhere else as far as we knew, we did it, we took a chance and it worked, and I think that really helped us within that first year, because we went on the air in 2005, 2006 this massive event is happening, and we were trying to be relevant, we were just a year old, and that really was something that stood out.
And in terms of the challenges, at what point in time did you feel most challenged, and how did you overcome that challenge?
The challenges here at the start were really, really tough for those of us who were here, because you were starting something brand new. Nothing existed except walls and boxes of equipment, and it really was tough. And as Samson said, day by day things worked out, and some things didn't work, and we had to just scrap it and start over and bring new things in. And people challenges too, because for the first time in 2005, we were in charge of a large group of people, and we had to manage people, and that is difficult, managing people. But
yes. You seem to do it exceptionally well. And I'd like to say, and Sigoni, probably you can chime in here, that on the set every night when we come, Kamal, Sigoni, myself, Roger, it's almost as though we are sort of a little bit off the ground still, and Roger keeps us down to the earth.
Always.
Yes. He's always the measured voice saying, no, perhaps you should not say that at this point in time. We always want to run things by him to make sure that it works. And the other thing that I want to say about you, Roger, that is absolutely surprising and endearing is your love of family that comes through so strongly. We know that you love your children. We know that you love your wife. We know that they are a priority to you. Sometimes I hear you in your office on the phone, and you're talking to one child and trying to talk to the other child in the background through that one child. And I know that they look at you proudly. One time, your son was in here with watching the newscast. Your younger son was here watching the newscast, and I saw on Spencer's face that he was proud of his daddy, and it really made me feel like perhaps I should try to emulate that,
Yes.
Well, Roger, I think we should try to take another break and continue a little later. Let's take another break and we'll be right back on CNC3, an extended informal newscast. You can join the conversation on Twitter, on Facebook. You can send Roger your tributes there, and you can be part of our conversation. Welcome back to our specially extended newscast here on CNC3. Our sports director of 9.5 years, Roger Sant, is saying goodbye to us here at CNC3.